All right, I'm finally live. My little elf ears took a little longer than anticipated to get on, but they're here. That's good. So we have a really fun read tonight. We are going to be reading some Moon Knight as Mayari Moonchild. So I am playing as my D&D character, which is a moon elf. So a kind of version of it. So welcome to the live. I have some 1987 synth wave playing. Let's see here. Actually, you know what? Let's play a bit more. Days of Thunder. I love this song. Okay, so I'm just gonna get started because I'm really late. I meant to do this like a little bit earlier, but I have my little moon elf ears on, and so we're just going to go right into the read. I hope you're all well tonight. Let me just put this down a bit just so it's not in the way. So what we're going to be reading tonight is a bit of Moon Knight. I was doing some research ahead of this live just to look at some Egyptian mythology, just to brush myself up on it, some skills. So we're going to talk about Khonsu. I've got my watch on because we're going to talk about time and the relationship of time. Oh my goodness. This book is falling apart now. What the heck? Maybe I can fix it for them. I'll bring it into the library and be like, the cover fell off. It needs to be repaired. Okay, so we're going to read some Moon Knight. I have not, full disclosure, I have not read, or rather, I have not watched any of the live action that has to do with Moon Knight. So this is going to be, I've already read this though before I read to you guys, but it'll still be a fun new experience. So welcome. I am an elf, you can see from my ears. So I'm playing as a moon elf tonight. So I love the idea of reading. Yes. Oh, thanks. Oh, Conjura. Yes. So welcome. Oh, Sebastian. Thank you. So this is such a trippy read. I literally had my mind blown when I was reading Moon Knight because Khonsu, I guess the moon god that's talked about in this and in Moon Knight, basically Mark Spector is the knight of the moon, and we're gonna get to some moon mythology in just a bit. Hold on, let me adjust my elf ears. You guys, this took forever to get my ears going. So thank you guys for joining it. I followed you. Oh, thanks, Sebastian. So I read comic books in cosplay. I do not have, reading book. You know what? It's about sharing reading. Let me turn down the music just a bit so we can talk a bit before I start reading to you guys. So books and reading and the library are a really big part of my childhood growing up. Stories, mythologies, they were all a big part of how I learned about the world. The best way to learn about story is that way. So let's go into the read without further ado. Moon Knight has some background. I have some extra notes just about Nut and Thoth and some of the Egyptian lore, but I'm just gonna go right into it point blank, and I hope you guys enjoy the live. So let's just jump right into Moon Knight. Let me just get a little closer to you, and let's get a little comfortable. Okay, so just in like this, that like that. I also want to make sure that you can see the panels because the art's pretty sweet. So I already have that. Okay, so let me scooch over this way. I always try to have my framing ready ahead of time, but then the minute I start, I'm like, I don't like it. So you know what? I'm going to start actually backed up, and I will come and I'll show you guys a bit more of the panels that way. Let's do this way. I get that better. Okay. I like it standing better. We'll see how long I can do it standing until I have to sit down. So I'm playing as my D&D character, Mayari Moonchild, who is a moon elf from the Forgotten Realms universe. I'm not a true moon elf because the moon elves are supposed to have like almost like translucent skin. You're like activated by moonlight, but you know what? I think I'm activated by moonlight, so that part holds true, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna back up and we'll just get started. Let's see. Just want to make sure that the framing is okay, so that the replay, if you want to get that, you can get that if you would like. Okay, so let's start. We're going to be reading Moon Knight tonight as a moon elf. So welcome to the live reading, and I hope you enjoy. So we'll have times for questions to talk about some of the Egyptian myth that's talked about here. I did some research ahead of this conversation so we can talk a little bit more about lore when it comes to the moon and those types of stories across cultures and that kind of fun stuff. Because, I don't know, I find that stuff interesting. I hope you guys do too. So without further ado, let's get into it. Yay! So Moon Knight with Mayari Moonchild. Okay. Hope you guys appreciate my elf ears. I'm supposed to be from Forgotten Realms, like D&D, right? So when I do any of my chart readings, I basically do them as a result of like your character profile when you're playing the game of life. So it's kind of like a fun way of so I play D&D on Thursdays. This is my character that I play on Thursdays. So, but in like real life. So I named her after the Filipino goddess of the moon named Mayari, who has very similar commonalities to a lot of the moon mythologies out there. So I'm just going to get into it. Let's go. All right. So this is Moon Knight. There's Khonsu. Oh my gosh, this comic book has had its day. Okay. Moon Knight, birth and death. Chicago, Illinois, some years ago. Huh. Oh, wait, sorry. So you have a child here playing on the streets, and someone comes and says, hello. Hello? Remember playing in the streets like that with chalk and stuff? Hi. Hey, Craig. How's it going? Oh, my gosh. This book decided to fall apart at this very moment. I think I'll repair it before I return it. Okay, huh? Oh, hi. What are you doing? Oh, I'm just drawing. Drawing on the... I can relate. It's a Yiddish boy. It is. So, I don't know if you guys know about Moon Knight, but Moon Knight has, like, multiple personalities. I'm not going to ruin it all right away, but, yes, it starts out with our friend Mark Spector, our fun Yiddish boy, playing on the sidewalk with his chalk, and another boy approaches him saying hello. And the boy who says hello asks the other little boy, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just drawing. Can I draw too? Okay, sure. Let me just bring this down a bit so you can see. My name is Mark Spector. What a name, Mark Spector. And then you become a specter for the moon. So it's kind of like a double entendre there with the names. I live there in that apartment building. Oh, I know. You do? Yes, this is a bedtime story. Yay. Yes, is this one of your favorite Marvel characters? I am not as familiar, Random67, with Moon Knight. Hey, Pikachu. But wow, he is very complex. And I think we have a new moon tomorrow, you guys. And Khonsu, thanks, Pikachu. Pika Pika. Yay. I'm kind of like... I'm Mayari tonight. I'm basically the Filipino goddess of the moon, aka also my D&D character, Mayari Moonchild, who's a moon elf in Forgotten Realms, if you guys are familiar with D&D in those worlds. Now, going back to Moon Knight is interesting from a perspective of it really does delve into Egyptian mythology. And just to get you guys up to speed in terms of Khonsu and the moon god, you can kind of see him here. Talking to the little boy, right? That's one version of what Khonsu looks like. Khonsu is the Egyptian god of time, and not to be confused with Thoth. but they do have a lot of commonalities in the sense of how we are marking reality, right? So I have some notes here as well. So Khonsu also means traveler, embracer, and defender. This idea of decider of lifespan, pathfinder. This concept of the moon as a way of marking time, right? So, lunar cycles, the idea that every 28 days the moon goes from new moon to full to new again, right? And so new moon is supposed to be, that's a different perspective. Oh, yes, I hate time. You know what though? If we didn't have time, we would have no reality, right? And so I think that's, when we talk about mythology, you guys, we will personify essences, right? Like freedom and liberty and victory and like despair or discord. We embody them in personifications, right? So Khonsu, in this sense, if we want to think about it like metaphorically, he's time itself, right? So it's this concept of time is what is required, and this balance between order and chaos by which we actually have a reality that we do everything, right? And we are the markers of time, right? That whole idea, like the observer can influence time. Like I know you guys have probably felt like a moment can pass so slowly when you're freaking bored, right? Like you're forced to like go to some sort of event and you're like, oh my gosh, why is this like 10 minutes taking forever? But versus when you're having the time of your life at a party and it like a second, an hour goes by in like a second. So these different perspectives, how we are conceiving it. Or when you're with your loved ones, right? Yes. And, time, and like I have my little watch on here. It's not even working or wound up, but it's important to note that we don't get so caught up in the symbols of things, right? We don't confuse a watch or the hands of a clock with time itself. We're just saying like that's a measure, a marker of it. And so I look at the moon in the same way. And Khonsu is a very interesting moon god because there's various moon goddesses and gods in many mythologies, but it's interesting to have a masculine moon god, right? Because typically the moon is a feminine aspect, not always, right? But you do have like in Viking lore where like the solar aspect is feminine, but it's balanced by the masculine aspect being the moon. So doesn't matter which way or which story you're looking at, there tends to be this cosmic order to things of balance of darkness and light, and these ways of measuring, right, and bouncing against each other. Hey King Pappy, how's it going? Time is us. I'm just giving you my perspective. I also want you guys to I just want you guys to have thought experiments more, right? I think we live in a very interesting time cosmologically. So any of these stories that resonate with you, if Moon Night resonates with you, you are probably a very special kind of person because it's this way of, I'm just going to keep reading this story, but he's a very girlfriend messaging me. Oh, that's interesting timing. Wonder what that means. Dun, dun, dun. This is a cool this is a very cool comic book. I'm hopefully going to get through the whole story. I'm going to power through it because I have to return this to the library tomorrow. It's overdue and I'm over my renewals, and I meant to read this to you guys a while ago, but I couldn't figure out my elf ears. But I did now, so we're here. I love elves. Elves are a wonderful way to talk about certain, let's say, magical types of people who are also very much intrinsically linked to nature, right? We're just being nerdy. Yeah, we are. Nerd love, you guys. I love all you nerds out there. All you geeks out there who do like research into things that no one else cares about. I see you. Okay, so let's go. My name is Mark Spector. I live there in that apartment building. And then the other little boy says, oh, I know. You do? Yeah, I've seen you around. I live here too. Oh, what's your name? Oh, my name is Stephen. Stephen Grant. So we continue on. My dad is the rabbi at the synagogue on Park Street. What does your dad do? Oh, my dad isn't around much. Awkward silence, like, oh, sorry to hear that. It doesn't matter. I don't need him. When I get older, I'm going to be rich. Very confident little kid there, right? And famous. And the other little boy asks, oh, really? How are you going to do that? I'm going to make movies. Oh, that's cool. Well, what do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, I don't know. I just keep changing my mind. But this little boy also has a NASA t-shirt on, right? So dreams of space, something like that. Are you sure your parents won't mind if I come over, Mark? Nah, they're pretty cool most of the time. They come in. This room belongs to Mark S. I wonder if you guys had that label on your room too. That's like as little ones, right? This is my room, my property. Don't read my journal or my diary. Cool room. Thanks. Oh man, you have Blast Off? Yeah. I always wanted him. He's so hard to find. You can borrow him if you want. Really? Sure. Mark? Oh. Hey, Dad. Who are you talking to? I'm just talking to my new friend, Steven. And if you look in this panel, it's clear he's not talking to anyone at all. It's his imaginary friend or another aspect, right? Think about like that movie, I think it's Identity with Kevin Spacey, where all of the characters just ended up being his multiple personalities and they were just working out scenarios in his head. That's the beauty of movie magic as well, I find. The ability to show like inner world or dream states or things that are hard to convey well. And comic books, of course, do that exceedingly well as well. So continuing on, so his father is like, oh my gosh, you're talking to no one, my son is crazy. So he gives that face, which I'm sure if any of you children out there, or if any of you I'm still a kid at heart, but any of you guys out there have had special abilities or you're just different and your parents just kind of look at you like, okay, you're weird, but I love you anyways. Hey Philip, how's it going? Welcome to the read. We're reading Moonlight together. I am your host for this evening, Mayari Moonchild. I am from the Forgotten Realms universe. I'm a moon elf, right? Very in tune with the moon. And so we're doing some looking into the Egyptian lore when it comes to Khonsu and how he's actually related to the other Egyptian myths. And so I'm more, I know a lot about Nut, the Egyptian sky goddess. I had a psychedelic journey years ago where I got a message from Nut saying to kill all of my idols. And it took me years to kind of figure out what she was kind of talking about, but I now know what she means. And if any of you guys have had dreams or I don't know what you want to call them, or senses of things, and it takes you a little while to kind of interpret it, it's symbolic meaning and different stories I've found been a great way to work through all of that. So let's go continue now. So that was clearly a flashback because he was a child there. Now he's not a child anymore. So now we are elsewhere. Now look at how cool the artwork looks in this, right? So we got Moon Knight looking over Gina's diner. And then, ring. Gina? Mr. Knight. Oh my goodness, I thought I would never see you again. Heck, I thought I'd never see anyone again. Have you been here alone the whole time? Since I left? Yes, been waiting for my boys to arrive, but I still haven't heard from them. I haven't seen anyone, in fact. It's been so quiet around here, and this darn storm is not helping anyone. I know what you need, Mr. Knight. Oh, you do. Sure do. You need yourself a good cup of hot coffee. Everyone always needs good coffee when you're when you're in a pinch. Helps you think, you know, get in from the rain, do superhero stuff, that kind of stuff. And pancakes. Gina, these flapjacks, they are to die for. I knew you looked hungry. So, how did you make out? Where did Marlene get off to? Oh, I lost Marlene. I don't know where or how. It was all so confusing. And then I suddenly found myself back here. I think my quest isn't over yet. I think I know what I have to do.
Bluetooth is disconnected. Pairing.
Oh, sorry, speaker. I have my speaker to help me with like music and stuff later. So maybe we'll play some Sailor Moon stuff later to go along with the whole moon stuff. Or the Moon Knight theme. I haven't watched any Moon Knight. I don't know if any of you guys have watched any of the live action Moon Knight. I've heard conflicting reports about it. I don't know if they handle or they do the whole like multiple personalities thing of him, though. Let's see. That would be fun. Yes, agreed. Okay, let's see here. Now, why on earth would you want to go back to that awful place, Mark? Oh, it's hard to explain, but I think all of this may just be in my head. Or at least, some of it is. Are you telling me that I'm in your head? Because I feel real. What did she say? I feel real? But I sure feel real, sweetie. You like those things? Have you guys seen that movie Vanilla Sky with Penelope Cruz and Tom Cruise? Actually, I think they dated after that. But how the whole thing is like in his head in a dream. And then the psychiatrist tells him, he's like, but I'm real. I have kids, all that kind of stuff. But Blade Runner does that too, where like your memory... And I don't know if there's a separate Egyptian god of memory itself. In Greek mythology, there's a titaness named, oh my gosh, I'm going to butcher her name, Mezonim. And she's a titaness who's the god, I guess, goddess of memory. And when she and Zeus get together, they have the muses. So they're Zeus and memory make the muses. So it's like think of that more conceptually and less of like, you know, how much of a womanizer Zeus actually is. I haven't watched Moon Knight because I don't have that channel. Let's be a pirate, Philip. Let's do some screenings of certain episodes. I do want to do some screenings of the show The Magicians. If you guys have seen it, it's really good. With Quentin Coldwater, which any names with like a Q in it. That it's such a good show. I really, really love it. The last seasons, of course, were kind of weak, like with all shows, right? The first few are always the best. But I find like in many of these shows, there is intel for you, right? Like I never really knew about Moon Knight, but I knew some of you guys love Moon Knight. And so when I saw this particular library book, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get it. And then I got it. I was like, tripped the F out. And I was like, you know what? Good call. So this chica's like, you think this is all happening in your head. And so if that's the case, then I'm just in your head. But I feel real. So explain that. You're real, or at least you're my memory of you. And that's real. It's really hard to explain, and I don't fully understand it myself. All I know is that I have been sick for a very long time, and I need to find a way to get better. Will you come with me, Gina? I lost Marlene. Frenchie is dead, but I still have you. Well, I wish I could help you, honey. I really do. But this is your path to walk. And besides, I just know my baby boys are going to be here soon. I understand. And I don't think I'll be totally alone anyway. No? Crawley is still down there with Anubis. I don't think it's accidental that that name is Crawley, by the way. Just saying. Is down there with Anubis. I promised him I'd come back for him, and I intend to keep that promise. Goodbye, Gina. I do hope I see you again. I do too, honey. I'll keep the coffee warm for you. And you be careful out there, right? I'll try. But trouble does seem to have a way of finding me, Gina. As it does all superheroes. Just saying. That it does, Mr. Knight. That it does. And then he leaves the diner. Right? You can see him down there, like, leaving. And then he says, who the heck am I talking to now? Who are you? I'm Mark Spector. And Stephen isn't here? Stephen? No. Why would he be here? Him and Jake. Jake? Ah, yes. Jake is a relatively new development. He's a new one. He's a new personality. So Mark Spector, aka Moon Knight, has basically 3 personalities. One is who we met earlier on in the story, who's Stephen Grant, the movie producer guy. And then we've got this new one named Jake, right? So, oh, thank you. Thanks, Beery Allen. Beery Allen. Hey, Bear. AKA The Flash in some worlds, perhaps. Welcome to the live, my friends. I'm Mayari Moonchild, your host for this evening. I'm a moon elf. And we're reading some Moon Knight because we're looking at moon lore. We have a new moon tomorrow in Cancer. We just came off solstice, so there's a lot of this balancing out of our solar and lunar aspects, right? This idea of like what we show the world and then what we keep close to our heart. And also this idea of exposing the multiple personalities that each of us have. Like, think of it. The personality that you show at work is not necessarily the same personality you're going to show your very close friends, right? Or the person that you show to your boss versus like your wife, or versus like your priest versus like, you know? So it's this level of, I'm a bear version. I love that. I legit love that. I would read a comic book about a Barry version. Barry version of Barry Allen. Love it. I love it. Okay, so let's continue on. I got like full body tingles for some strange reasons. I think there's some truth sparks flying in the cosmos right now. Okay, so Jake is the newest personality, right? Oh, thank you, Balu. Hey, hello, my friend. Welcome to the live. We are, oh, and by the way, you guys, myself and hubby will be back tomorrow. We're going to be doing a DJ dance set tomorrow for the new moon. We're going to do the first hour free on TikTok, as we usually do, but the second half will be for members only on Patreon and on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. It's been my first time trying to do it, but if you're a subscriber on YouTube, it should just flip you over normally. Otherwise, I'll give you guys the link to catch that on other places. Oh my gosh, did I mess up my... No, I didn't. My tribal makeup. So, let me just continue. Let's go. We're doing Fifth Element tomorrow, right? Because Lilu and Corbin Dallas, I feel like that story and this concept of the fifth element is love and all the esoteric knowledge that's encoded in a lot of the movies and our art that we have out there. It's up to us kind of to take those dots and connect them like a constellation, right? So, I don't know. That's just what I think. I think Moon Knight is part of the equation. Okay. Ah, I see. And how often does Jake appear? So it looks like Mark Spector's talking to his therapist about his different personalities. Similar to Stephen, we may go weeks where he's just Mark again, and then out of nowhere, it's Stephen or Jake for a while, and then as soon as they come, they just go. There's no rhyme or reason for it. Mark, can you do me a favor? Can you wait outside for a moment while I speak with your father? Also, how awkward would it be having your dad in therapy with you. I don't know if you could truly be honest with your therapist. I don't know. I never got therapy that young. However, I did volunteer for Kids Help Phone back in the day. That kind of stuff. Comic read. Yeah. This is Moonlight. Bitch. Hi, how's it going, my friend? I'm also doing this as Mayari, a moon elf. I'm starting a flash goal. You're awesome. So all of you guys who feel affinity to the Moon Knight and this like tortured soul kind of hero, I feel you. I feel like any of you artists out there, if you're like a writer or like painter, I feel like we have that angsty, like we can't help it but just feel the tragedy of what life is. But like that's like the whole idea, like that it's so beautiful that it hurts, right? That whole concept. I know exactly what that feels like. Thanks, Barry Allen. Appreciate it. Oh my gosh, who did I miss here? Samurai Ninja, how's it going? Good. I just got Venom War with Wolfie. Oh my goodness, that'd be fun. Are there live actions with Wolverine and Venom? They are in the same universe too, right? That would be kind of cool. Venom's an interesting one as well because he's a symbiote and takes over. Okay, this is a cool picture, right? Alright, now I'm going to continue on my ruined comic book. Go to some of the more psychedelic stuff. Okay, so his father, he's asking Mark to step out of the room while he speaks to his father, which I kind of finally... kind of awkward. So you can see Mark outside of the therapist room. He's like, I would be listening to, really. So he can't really hear what they're talking about behind the door. It just sounds kind of like indistinct murmuring noises. And then, what are you doing, young man? Oh, I'm listening to the doctor. Who is he talking to? Oh, my dad. That man in there, he is not your true father. What? I am. And you see Khonsu there looking over him. And of course, Mark at this age is like, this is just all in my head. What is reality versus imagination? All that good stuff. Soon you will come to me, and then you will be complete. Mark? Son, I need you to listen to me. I talked to the doctor, and he told me that you are very sick. That you are sick, very sick. And he says, I am. I am? Yes, but it's going to be okay. We are going to get you help. There is a place you can go where they can help you get better. A place? But I don't want to go anywhere, Dad. I want to stay at home. I know, son. I don't want you to go either. But your mother and I can't help you. Not on our own. You can see Khonsu there in the darkness. I'm waiting. Oh, no worries, no worries. And then you can see him here. Come to me, Mark. Anubis, I am here. And I have come for my friend. I love these panels. They look so trippy. Love it. My. I must say, I never thought I would have the good fortune of seeing you again, Mr. Knight. I made a promise, Crawley. I told you I'd be back for you. I've come to retrieve your soul from Anubis. We made a bargain, traveler. A deal is a deal. Yes, well, I want to renegotiate. Indeed. Always time. There's always room for renegotiation, guys. Thanks, Master Seth, for that. Moon Knight. Exactly, Samurai Ninja. I didn't really hear about it much till the show on Disney, and I kind of heard mixed reviews about the show. However, I always say, you know, go to the source material, right? I love Egyptian mythology, generally speaking. I wasn't familiar with Khonsu till I did my own little research based on pre-reading this book. So it just goes to show you how, like, resonance of certain stories makes sense, right? So let's go for another 7 minutes, and then I'll wrap for tonight. And I'll also have a replay of this with some analysis on Khonsu and some stuff with Newt, because there's I don't know if you guys have heard of the Egyptian story of the curse of Newt. Like Ra, the sun god, if you guys have read any myth, he's kind of sensitive, so he gets concerned that Newt is a sky goddess and Geb is the Egyptian earth god. He's concerned that Newt will have a child that will overthrow him. So he creates this curse. So he's like, Newt, you can't have children anywhere on the earth, anywhere on the planet. And she's like, what the heck? Awful. So Thoth comes in and he has a gambling bet with Khonsu and using his knowledge and all of that kind of stuff, he wins basically 5 extra days. So we started with 360 days of the year, but because Thoth wins this bet against Khonsu, who's the god of time and the moon, they get 5 extra days, by which Newt and Geb are able to have Isis, Osiris, Nephthys, and Set. So it's kind of like a divine birth that's done under certain circumstances, but Khonsu's part of what allows that to happen, because being time, it's like Thoth was able to take more what they call it, lunation, or like brightness from the moon to create extra days. So you made more time, that kind of thing. Okay, more trippy panels. Let's go. His soul is mine. There is nothing to discuss. He's got you there, Mr. Knight. I'm afraid my goose is as good as cooked. Oh, there must be something else you need. How about a trade? And Anubis is just like silent. They're like, I don't know about this. So Anubis thinks for a moment. I did lose something in the overvoid, whatever that is. I did lose something in the overvoid a long time ago. Something very dear to me. But I doubt even you could retrieve it, traveler. Moon Knight looks at him. Okay. Try me. If you were to find it, I may be persuaded to let this one go. He does tend to talk too much for my liking. Now, there's no need to be rude. You're not exactly the most amusing host around, Anubis. What is it? What exactly am I looking for here? You will know it when you see it. What a quest. Like, okay, I need you to find something for me. You'll know it when you see it. Go. What is it that I'm looking for? You will know it when you see it. Do you accept the deal or not? Don't do it, Mark. I'm already gone. Just move on. I can't do that, Crawley. You're coming home with me, one way or another. Mark! And then you can see this like trippy panel here, because he's like flying through the cosmos, right? How cool is that? Oh wait, wrong way. Mark, I need you to listen to me. I know, reasonable deal, right? You're making a deal with a death god. Like, whenever you're making deals with gods and like these wagers, and I find that in Egyptian stories and mythology, there's a lot of lessons about having cunning, right? and also to have discernment, right? And to be aware of like what question is really being asked of you, right? And to take your time before making a decision and like selling your soul out, that kind of thing, you know? All right, Mark, I need you to listen to me. I can't help you if you don't work with me. Not working, increase his dosage. Steven? Mark? Jake? Are you in there? I'm afraid you're not ready to go home yet. We have just started making progress. Not working, increase his dosage. Oh, thanks, Money. Thanks for the heart me. Might need to try some more aggressive methods. So this just goes to show, like, it kind of shows, you know, like what happens when certain gifts are misunderstood and they're thought of as like schizophrenia or mental illness or personality disorder, but you are actually perceiving things that like the general consensus reality is not perceiving. But we don't have, our society is not really great at like merging those worlds, right? Or having allowances for the unseen, imagination, God realm, whatever you want to call it. Just like you're just crazy, right? So I'm just going to read a couple more panels and then we'll wrap for this evening. Thanks, Bunny. Oh, appreciate it. To all you magical beings out there, this is for you. Okay, so he's pushing through the reality. I think like, if any of you guys have taken psychedelics, you know what this feels like. So he's flying through the cosmos. And then this is where it gets trippy. It's very Dr. Manhattan here. Because he's like, pushes through the bottom, right? You see? Through the cosmos. And then you have to flip. And he's like, what the heck? You know, like you just flipped your reality. Sure you know what that's about. Oh, thanks, Samurai Ninja. I'm guessing all the gifts mean you guys know exactly what I'm talking about here. Okay. Gasp. And then he pushes through. I really love these panels. I'm going to take some pictures of it to save it for the replay, you guys, so we can always have it for reference for all of us magical beings. Ugh. Wump. Hey, wait. What are you? Oh, bleep. And then you can see here, too, this cool panel that shows all three of Moon Knight's personalities, right? You have Mark Spector, you have Stephen Grant, and you have Jake, I forget his last name. But the three personalities. So I'm just going to go a little further, and then we will wrap. So Illinois, some time ago. Mark, are you ready? I think so. Is that all you've packed? You're still sitting, Shiva. What? You're sitting, Shiva. You're sitting, Shiva? Why is she calling him Shiva? Anyways, that's badass but confusing. I think that's one of those things like your subconscious will understand what the panel's saying more than your like, you know, frontal lobe brain is getting, right? So I always say this, like revisit stories you loved as a kid. I'm telling you, like stories you think you know from when you were 12, you're like, I know that story. Go back and watch it again. And then you at 12 can like confer with you at like 28 and be like, oh, that's what that means. You know, or like certain stories will come back and find you again when you need them to find you. And like there'll be a line in there that's you didn't get at the time, but like only now when you're meant to get it, you will understand, that kind of thing. So is that all you've packed? You're sitting, Shiva. You'll need enough for 7 days. Well, I don't need much. Well, Doug here will be accompanying you. And if you need anything, you can call or come back early, okay? Okay. Thank you, Dr. Emmett. So they're driving out. So this is after, like, he's older now, and he's at a psychiatric hospital because obviously his dad is like, well, you're crazy. You're going to go into that, like, mental institute where all the other crazy people who see things go, right? Oh, thanks for all the shares, guys. Appreciate it. Huge intel in the Moon Knight comic book. I don't know if the live action got into his multiple personalities. I'm going to have to look into that now. Your father would have been so happy that you made it home, Mark. So he's able to leave the psychiatric hospital because he's going for his father's funeral. And yeah, so your father would have been so happy that you made it home, Mark. And he says, oh, really? I doubt that. Oh, don't say that. It's true. Dad was embarrassed of me. He was happy to send me away and keep me out of sight. Your father loved you. He wanted you to get better. Mark? Mark? Mark isn't here anymore, Mrs. Spectre. What? What are you... it's Jake now. Mark is too upset to handle this right now. Mark, stop this. Not here, for God's sake. Not now, of all times. You're right. I'm sorry. So you can see here, like, whenever there's, like, trauma or anything to deal with, the Mark Spectre personality shuts down and he lets the other personalities take over, which anyone who's, like, disassociated to deal with trauma or anything like that, I think it can relate to that kind of situation where you're like, I'm the one to deal with this. I'm just gonna, like, go to my imagination realm and let like this shell of the body deal with the problem. But, like, unfortunately, we do need to experience things in order for us to get the lesson, for us to heal things, for us to move on, for us to, like, learn what it's like to actually live here, right? So he goes into his room, and then the moon is speaking to him, right? Over here. Yes, my son. Come. Come. And then elsewhere and else when. Okay, come on, you bleep. Bring it on. Scream. So I guess he took on that mission that Anubis is sending him on to find something that, like, he doesn't know what it is, but he'll know it when he sees it. Kill the interloper. So Moon Knight silences this guy with a spear. Or no, a rock, actually. Fuck. It steps over him, jumps over him into the dragonfly, and Crawley, you better be worth this crap. Sorry, I need your ride. Ugh, no. And he takes his dragonfly, rides it himself. Easy boy. Insect jousting. Okay, you really better be worth this, Crawley. So you can see the one dragonfly versus another dragonfly. Very psychedelic, very trippy. You can see here. Oh. That didn't really go well. Let me flash back to the moon again, right? Mark. Mark, can you hear me? Mark. I said, Mark, can you hear me? Yes. The hell are you doing out here, Spectre? What? I was just going for a walk. A walk? Yes. But Mark, you're out in the minefield. Private, Mark Spectre. Joined the Marines 3 years ago. This is your second tour in Iraq. Mostly peacekeeping, but you did see some action in Fallujah last fall. You've seen a lot of things, Private. We all have, but none of this explains your recent behavior. I know, Major, and I apologize. It won't happen again. Well, son, if this was the first time you'd acted out like this, I might take you at your word. But your file is full of, well, frankly, bizarre behavior. And that's why I had my men do a bit of digging. And I know who you really are, Spectre. You do? And Hansu's back, tripping him out. You are the one who would do anything to be cured. You are the one who will give his soul to me. Oh, no. Calm down, Private. I know you were a patient at the Putnam Mental Health Hospital in Illinois. And I know that you lied to the recruiters. And I'm sorry, Spectre, but you are being dishonorably discharged. You are unfit for duty. I'm sending you back to Baghdad. You'll be put on the first plane back to the States. I'm sorry, Spectre. The Marines is no place for someone or a man like you. Look, I'm sorry about all that back there, but I just came to find something a friend of mine lost. If you just let me look around, I swear I'll leave peacefully. Quiet. Come on, guys. Give me a break, will you? I'm having a hell of a day. We should cut your tongue out. Soon, brother, he, will make a fine sacrifice. Heh, yes, the master will be pleased. And so they're doing this, they have a little, like, bracket there to kind of show that they're speaking a different language, and then Moon Knight says, you guys aren't saying anything nice, are you? Look, I need to leave. I can't be here, please. You are wasting your time. You speak English? I speak all languages. Not that has helped me much. Anput. Ah, you know that name, do you? Yes, it is one of many I have, but no one has called me that name for very many years. Who are you, stranger? Where do you come from? Earth? Yes. I think your husband sent me to find you. Anubis sent you? Yes. It's more of a trade, actually. He has a friend of mine. But I don't understand. You're a goddess. How can they hold you? Who are these people? And what is this place? Ah, this is the Overvoid. Here, I am no goddess. I am just another slave. Wow, so Anubis sent Moon Knight to go retrieve his lady love. That's Anubis. Right, Phil? It is cool. It's kind of an interesting thing. And so I guess he now knows what he has to retrieve. Quiet. Do not talk to him. Let go of me. It is no use, human. Let go of me. What is this? What are you doing? So you can see here, the Egyptian stuff. You will be a sacrifice and an example. Any who defy us will meet the same fate. Oh no. No, no, no. Oof. 100 on the American. 200 against him. So you can see now he's like flashing back in time to being in like a cage fight, I guess. Kill him. Oh, Girk. Kill him. Say it. Say it. Enough. Bah. You should have killed him. Weak Americans. That was quite a fight. Yeah? Yes. I was impressed. Fact is, I could use a man with your talents. Oh. Is that so? Oh, indeed. I think you and I could make a lot of money together. Spectre, you know my name? Well, I've been keeping an eye on you. You go by a few names. Mark Spectre, Jake Lockley, Stephen Grant. So I suppose it's only fair that you know... So, I suppose it's only fair that you know my name too, huh? Mon ami. I am Jean-Paul, but you can call me Frenchie. Everyone in this place does. Mark Spectre, I think you and I are going to be very good friends. And so we are going to end here. We're getting the Overvoid. They're trying to like sacrifice him. He's there to save Anubis' lady. But I started this read late, and so I'm going to have to end this here. So I'm going to do a read of the whole thing, maybe off live, just so I have the full read for you guys. You can get the replays of all this on all my channels. Well, not all my channels, but mainly on Patreon for Golden Chakra, as well as if you're a member of the Cosmic Comic Book Club, or rather the Quantum Play Playground on my Discord channel. I'm slowly organizing all that stuff so that members will be able to get what they get, as well as tomorrow, hopefully, for the new moon, we'll have a fun DJ dance set, and I'm going to be trying out the first hour being free and the second hour being for members only. So if you're subbed already for us, if you're already subbed to me on TikTok, you'll be able to get that second hour, but I'll also have that on Patreon and all the other places you can find us. So thank you guys for joining me for this first read as Mayari, my moon elf cosplay, and we read some Moon Night. We talked a little about moon lore, the concept of how the moon is related to time, the essences, and all those Egyptian mythologies and how they intertwine with like superheroes and the cosmos and all that kind of good stuff. So stay tuned for the replay of it. It'll have a little bit more of like an analysis and things like that. And then my next read is going to be as Green Lantern. We're going to do, I forget what the story is called, The Sky Has Fallen or The Stars Have Fallen. It's pretty trippy too, because I think Grant Morrison wrote that one as well. So more to come when it comes to fun cosmic comic books, right, and analysis of that. So be sure you're subbed, and thanks all of you guys for joining me, and thanks all of you guys who love Moon Knight, because I never would have thought to get this comic book if I didn't think that people would be interested in it, or rather the fact that some of you guys are like resonant with that character made me think that there must be something more to him, right? There's many characters out there that almost like one-offs or anomalies, like Black Cat, Felicia Hardy I love, and she's such like a like how do you know her? Or like Zatanna, right? So if you love certain characters, there's a reason why you love them, and I recommend, and I hope you guys like go into those rabbit holes, figure out why you love what you love, how you know what you know, and never be afraid to keep asking questions and pushing this reality as far as it can go, right? All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me for this read of Moon Night and some magical moon energy. Happy new moon in Cancer tomorrow, which is all about, holding down your heart, your home, and those that you love. So to quote, I think Jimi Hendrix said that, when the power of love overtakes the love of power, then the world will know peace. So I think that is, that is the struggle right now. That is the challenge. But remember, you guys, it takes true courage for you to be exactly you. Good night to you too, God bitch, right? So remember to be exactly you. No holds barred, right? Unapologetically fully you, because the universe is counting on you. But no worries, I have your back. All right, my magical friends, until next time, bye.